Thinking he had been caught red-handed, Sang Hyun momentarily froze, panic flickering across his face as he turned his head like a student caught cheating mid-exam. Meanwhile, Maria's tearful accusations played on loop in his mind. He imagined her crying to his father, painting him as the villain of the century. But then, like a light bulb flickering to life, an idea sparked in his brain. Putting on a stern face, Sang Hyun turned to Maria, no longer the deer in headlights. He brought up money, a subject that hit like a plot twist in a soap opera, and Maria was instantly at a loss for words. Her cheeks flushed as he mentioned the mysteriously disappearing 1.6 million won. An awkward silence settled over the room, the kind that makes even the clock tick louder. Breaking the stillness, Maria's expression softened as she launched a tactical diversion. Sang Hyun's face turned the color of a ripe tomato when Maria sweetly cooed, "Did you come to visit me, dear?" Then she made her move, quite literally, throwing her arms around him in a hug that brought their bodies too close for his comfort, leaving him wide-eyed and stiff. Continuing her bold strategy, she whispered, "Let's play together tonight." The sudden scent of alcohol hit him like a truth serum, and it explained a lot. With a flushed face and dreamy eyes, she looked as though she wanted more than just board games. As she leaned in closer, Sang Hyun's internal panic peaked. Was he really about to lose his virginity like this? But fate, in the form of gravity, had other plans. Maria lost her balance and landed squarely in Sang Hyun's lap, unintentionally dramatic, yet strangely on brand. Flustered and unsure, he carefully carried her to the bed, more concerned for her than his hormones. Relief washed over him as she finally seemed to drift into sleep, or at least a very convincing impression of it. But just as he let his guard down, his eyes wandered to her peaceful face, causing a bashful blush to creep across his own. Shaking off the thoughts like cobwebs, he quickly left the room, determined not to fall for the trap. Unbeknownst to him, Maria hadn't exactly entered dreamland. She was either deeply asleep or doing an Oscar-worthy job of faking it. As soon as she heard the door click shut, her eyes popped open like a spy on a secret mission. She sat on the bed, tangled in thoughts, the biggest one being, how do I even begin to win Sang Hyun over now? The next morning, she cracked the door open with the stealth of a ninja, tiptoeing out like a cat burglar. Her mind still spun with embarrassment over last night's dramatic tumble. Then, ambush. A voice from behind asked if she had slept well. It was Sang Hyun, and his tone was anything but friendly. Caught off guard, Maria tried to deflect with a cheerful return question, her voice laced with nervous charm. Sang Hyun wasn't having it. He skipped the pleasantries and went straight to the point. Was she sober now? She nodded, and that was his cue to begin. She blinked rapidly as he dove into the real issue, her mysterious talent for racking up credit card bills like a shopping Olympian. Now, clearly upset, he revealed his discovery. She had been ordering extravagant breakfasts while playing the innocent daughter-in-law act. Sang Hyun wanted answers, and he wasn't above using the good old "I'll tell dad" scare tactic. Maria, momentarily speechless, regrouped. But instead of answers, she pulled out her trump card. She threatened to tell his father that he had once hidden in her closet for a not-so-accidental peek. That move sent him into full-blown panic mode. Now he was the cornered one. Maria acted like the picture of innocence, flipping the script with such finesse that she could have taught a masterclass in emotional manipulation. Sang Hyun tried reasoning, saying his father would never believe such a tale. But Maria wasn't done. She doubled down. The conversation turned into a war of words, tension thick enough to cut with a spoon. Realizing he was losing ground, Sang Hyun calmed himself, determined not to show weakness. Looking at her now, he finally saw her for who she was, not just cunning, but dangerously persuasive. And deep down, he knew one painful truth. His gullible father would probably fall for her words faster than he fell for store discounts. Maria offered him a deal. If he kept quiet about the money, she'd return the favor and stay silent on her end too. A mutually assured silence pact, if you will. To sweeten the deal, she even offered to help with the household chores. A tempting but suspiciously generous gesture. Sang Hyun exhaled deeply, realizing resistance was futile. He was cornered, and the mop wasn't going to wield itself. With a defeated nod, he turned away, accepting the offer with all the enthusiasm of someone surrendering in a game he didn't know he was playing. True to her word, shockingly, Maria began washing dishes, though it quickly became clear she wasn't exactly a domestic warrior. Sang Hyun watched her clumsy efforts, occasionally barking critiques like a coach disappointed in his rookie player. He then reminded her, not so gently, that the next mission was to clean the room. The battle had only just begun. He threw in a jab, recalling she once claimed to be a clean person, a myth apparently. She had no witty comeback. Night descended on the house. As usual, Sang Hyun's father entered with his signature enthusiasm until his eyes caught Maria scrubbing the floor like a Cinderella in designer clothes. He noticed her fingers wrapped in bandages and immediately grew concerned, asking what happened. With her usual cunning charm, Maria tilted her head and explained that Sang Hyun had made her clean, leading to her tragic paper towel injuries. The father's face morphed from cheer to fury, just as Sang Hyun arrived, completely unaware he was walking into an ambush. Without warning, his father shouted, calling him a bastard, leaving Sang Hyun blinking in confusion like he missed a memo. Grabbing Maria's hand, his father shoved the evidence, her bandaged fingers, right in Sang Hyun's face, demanding an explanation. Sang was stunned. Just a while ago, those same fingers were flawless. Something didn't add up. Growing suspicious, he reached for her hand, attempting to peel off the bandage. But before he could uncover the truth, he got smacked. Not by her, but by his father, who delivered a classic head slap combo for daring to doubt her pain. Sang Hyun tried to defend himself, but his father was in full protect the daughter-in-law mode and wouldn't hear a word. The father declared Maria incapable of lying. Apparently, her bandaged fingers now counted as character references. Sang Hyun gathered himself and began explaining everything. The bills, the food, the mysteriously vanishing money. The response? Shut up, shouted his father, shutting down logic like an outdated app. Sang Hyun was left standing, defeated by sheer ignorance. His expression shifted, not from guilt, but from sheer existential exhaustion. Clenching his fists, he realized he had only one option left. His father wouldn't believe words. Maybe receipts would help. He stormed into the room and returned with proof, a dramatic toss of bills and beer cans right in front of his father. While his father examined the scene, Sang Hyun laid out the timeline like a defense attorney, from breakfast scams to alcoholic cover-ups. Caught mid-scheme, Maria was visibly shaken. Her face screamed, plot twist, I didn't prepare for. Sang Hyun finally exhaled. This was his moment of justice, or so he thought. His father, after some chin-stroking, responded not with concern, but a classic, you're overreacting. Sang Hyun stood frozen. How could the truth land so softly? It was like throwing a rock into a cloud. His father explained it away. Everyone overspends when settling into a new house. Sang Hyun pointed at the alcohol. His father shrugged. That's just adulting. As for the food, the father proudly claimed, it takes real talent to pick the right items from a menu. Seriously, is this man okay? They argued back and forth, the absurdity of it all escalating. And then came the twist. The father blamed him, insisting it was Sang Hyun's responsibility to manage Maria's chaos. With a hand on his shoulder, he offered a cliche-filled pep talk. You're one body now. Try understanding each other, as if that ever worked. He even launched into a hopeful fantasy about their eventual marriage, complete with vague romantic advice no one asked for. The final blow? If you keep behaving like this, I'll cut your allowance, said the father, crushing Sang's soul with one swift sentence. Sang Hyun, unable to take it anymore, cried out in despair, I'm going to go crazy! Meanwhile, Maria, unfazed, sat calmly in front of her computer screen like she hadn't just been the lead in a household drama. Then suddenly, darkness. Her screen went black. Confused, she leaned in. Had it crashed? Power outage? Nope. A shadow emerged. It was Sang Hyun. Holding the unplugged cord like a trophy, he gave her a look. This time, he had the upper hand. You're helping clean the house. No excuses. She tried the usual, but your father said, defense, but Sang wasn't playing that game anymore. He scolded her, but her eyes remained locked on the dark screen, adding fuel to his frustration. And then, from the hallway, Miss Maria, delivery is here. Sang Hyun's face contorted. Another one? And thus, the true beginning of Sang Hyun's revenge saga had officially begun. Ignoring her pleas to stop, Sang Hyun marched straight to the door to receive the delivery. Eyes sharp, determination sharper. Without wasting a second, he tore open the box like a detective uncovering evidence, clearly expecting the worst. And there it was, the worst in glossy color. His eyes widened as the truth revealed itself. Manga volumes stacked like a shrine, and a sleek new gaming console nestled inside like it belonged to a collector's dream. He stood frozen, staring at the contents, as if expecting them to vanish upon second glance. Trying to ease the tension, Maria calmly explained that these were ordered before everything blew up. A weak defense at best. Sang Hyun narrowed his eyes and asked the only question that mattered. Did you use Dad's card? She nodded. That was checkmate. With his patience officially expired, he erupted. His frustration shot past normal levels. This was now a full-on economic meltdown. He declared, with all the drama of a courtroom verdict, that he would be returning everything. including whatever she'd already stashed away in her room. Storming into her room, he flung open her cupboard like a man preparing for battle. There, stacked in neat disorder, was a mini pop culture museum, all funded by the Bank of Dad. He was stunned. Snapping out of it, he shouted at her to pack it all up. Every single item was headed for a full refund. Maria, clearly desperate, tried reasoning. "These are rare. You can't find them again," she pleaded. But her words bounced off his fury. He wouldn't budge. His ears were closed for business. Tears welled up in her eyes as she realized her signature charm had reached its expiration date. Still, she gave it one last desperate try, begging, claiming she couldn't live without her precious collection. Sang Hyun hesitated. Her behavior was so exaggeratedly childish, it short-circuited his anger just long enough to make him pause. With those pleading, shimmering eyes, she clung to him like a melodrama heroine, making his shirt a casualty of her emotional flood. Eventually, he caved, or at least bent a little, and gently calmed her down. She looked up with sudden hope. He offered a deal. If she worked hard and helped with the house chores, she could keep one item, singular. Naturally, she pushed back, asking for 3. That, however, only reignited his irritation. Negotiations over. Later, Sang Hyun was seen scrubbing and sweeping, clearly cleaning with one eye on the clock and the other on Maria's absence. She was taking way too long to show up. Suspicion crept in like a leaky faucet. Then, a scream. His ears perked up, and he bolted towards the bathroom. Swinging the door open, he found Maria inside, soaked from head to toe. Apparently, she'd triggered the faucet by accident. A likely story. With a bashful smile and a blush, she explained that she now needed to change her clothes. The damsel routine was back. Flustered beyond words, Sang Hyun covered his face like a Victorian gentleman and told her to hurry up already. But the image of her wet silhouette was seared into his memory. Some things are impossible to unsee. He sighed, exhausted, mentally and emotionally. What cosmic joke brought this woman into their home? And thus began Maria's hilariously half-hearted attempt at pretending she wanted to avoid house chores. He paced back and forth, waiting impatiently for Maria. She was taking far too long enough for paranoia to set in. Was this another one of her elaborate stunts? Curiosity piqued. He leaned toward the door, trying to catch any sound, but there was only silence. Raising his voice, he asked, "What's taking so long in there?" A faint cough was followed by Maria's dramatic reply, inviting him in. That alone was suspicious enough. When Sang entered, he was met with a baffling sight. Maria was swaddled up like a burrito in a blanket, looking pitiful. Sang stared, mentally preparing for whatever act this was supposed to be. She claimed she had a fever and handed him a thermometer, the ultimate prop in her latest performance. Sang glanced at it, and something immediately felt off. "Wow," he said, pretending to be convinced. "This temperature is sky high." Maria beamed, thinking her Oscar-worthy scene had landed. Then he casually turned the thermometer toward her. It read 70 degrees Celsius. He sighed. "You know this would mean you're basically roasted," he said, unimpressed. Fed up, he yanked the blanket off her like removing a magician's cape to reveal the trick. But this time, the trick threw him off guard. Maria wasn't wearing anything under the blanket, a detail Sang wasn't emotionally prepared for. His brain short-circuited. Blushing but determined, he barked, "Put something on and come help with the chores. I don't care what excuse you come up with next." Back in the kitchen, Sang Hyun tasted the soup and immediately reached for water. "This is salt soup, not vegetable soup," he shouted toward Maria, who was scrubbing dishes like her life depended on it. He scolded her further, warning that their diabetic father couldn't handle this much sodium. Under pressure and guilt, Maria fumbled. A dish slipped from her soapy hands and crashed to the ground. Sang raised an eyebrow. That plate was 68,000 won. Guess who's paying for it? Turning to leave, he ordered her to clean up the mess. She whimpered something about a stomachache, a classic escape move. But without missing a beat, Sang called from behind, "Then take medicine and keep scrubbing." He was clearly not in the mood for theatrics. Realizing that route failed, she switched gears. Tugging her shirt collar, she complained she'd been sweating from overwork and desperately needed a shower. Instead of sympathy, it earned her a death glare. With an exasperated grunt, Sang turned around and walked off, leaving Maria sniffling in frustration. He entered her room. Ignoring every word she tried to say, he headed straight for her cupboard and started collecting her stash like a tax auditor on a mission. As he carried things out, Maria dropped to her knees, grabbing his leg in a last-ditch plea, claiming she had been helping all along. She fell silent when Sang told her to place a hand on her heart and speak the truth, a truth she clearly couldn't summon. His eyes narrowed. With a voice devoid of sympathy, he declared, "You failed. Now face the consequences." Was this the end of Maria's sacred treasure hoard? Only time would tell. Maria's once prized possessions were now crackling in flames, a bonfire of vanities. While the sight was horrifying to Maria, Sang found it surprisingly therapeutic, as though decluttering his soul. From the window, Maria watched in mute horror, unable to summon a single word. She lay on her bed, buried deep in thought, struggling to digest the fact that he'd actually done it. She had gravely underestimated this so-called small fry. But of course, he was the son of a successful businessman after all. Ruthlessness ran in his blood, and then a mischievous spark lit up in her mind. With silent, calculated steps, she crept toward the door like a cartoon villain. She gently pushed open the door to Sang's room. He was asleep, blissfully unaware of what karma had planned. Tiptoeing closer, she studied his peaceful face and got to work. With the finesse of an artist and the vengeance of a scorned roommate, she began scribbling nonsense across his face with a marker. A lesson, she thought, he truly deserved. But just as her masterpiece neared completion, Sang's eyes shot open. Maria nearly jumped out of her skin, mission aborted. As Sang processed what was happening, a look of sheer disappointment washed over him. Seriously? This is preschool-level sabotage, his face seemed to say. Without hesitation, he snatched the marker from her hand, clearly intending to retaliate with some abstract artwork of his own. Maria blurted out that it was an accident, though, as excuses go, it wasn't exactly convincing. In their scuffle, her shirt betrayed her. A button popped off and clattered to the ground, revealing more than either of them was ready to deal with. Sang froze. Should he maintain eye contact or retreat entirely? His processor clearly needed a reboot. And just then, cue dramatic timing, the father burst into the room. Of course, to an outside observer, the scene didn't look remotely innocent. Grinding his teeth in fury, the father exploded. "Can you not wait until after the wedding?" Sang tried to clarify. Really, he did, but his father wasn't accepting any explanations with logic turned off. A while later, the three of them sat in a stiff, awkward silence in the living room. Maria, for once, had no witty comeback. She was too stunned to speak. Eventually, the father sighed as the full story came out. Turns out it was all an accident, albeit a ridiculously dramatic one. Maria and Sang both sighed in relief. At least their reputation survived another day. But Sang's mood soured again when his father, once more, took Maria's side with soft eyes and unwarranted sympathy. Everyone went still when Sang Hyun, with startling calmness, announced he was done. He stood up, voice firm, and declared that he was calling off the wedding and evicting Maria from the house. Was he bluffing this time? Hard to tell. Pointing at Maria, he yelled, "This marriage is over. I refuse to marry someone this selfish." Both Maria and the father were shell-shocked. Apparently, Sang's limit had finally snapped. His father ordered him to mind his tongue, but Sang ignored him for the first time. And when his father insisted that marriages aren't broken like a vending machine deal, Sang brought out divorce rate statistics like a true overachiever. His logical takedown left even his father speechless, and slightly impressed, perhaps. The father attempted another round of yelling, but this time, Sang shouted back. The dam had officially burst. Before the argument escalated into a shouting contest, Maria stepped in. With visible regret, she apologized to both men, wearing her most sincere expression. She promised to work harder, follow Sang's lead, and finally do her share of house chores. But Sang remained unmoved. Whether Maria's reformation was genuine or just another act, he wasn't ready to trust it. Will Sang relent, or is this truly the final curtain? Stay tuned for the next episode. Until then, goodbye.